The US and Russia have drafted a new framework to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Under the plan, which covers 28 points, Ukraine is required to give up Crimea, Donetsk, and Luhansk, which will become Russian territory, and a freeze of the contact line in Kherson and Zaporizhia. The deal also includes a gradual lifting of sanctions, Russia's return to the G8, and long-term US-Russia economic cooperation. The deal will also provide Ukraine with US security guarantees. The White House is now pressing Ukraine to sign the proposal with Russia by Thanksgiving, warning that intelligence and weapons support could be withdrawn if Kyiv refuses. The plan, reportedly drafted by U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Russian Direct Investment Fund head Kirill Dmitriev, includes controversial provisions such as reducing its army and forswear NATO membership in exchange for undefined security guarantees. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he faces one of the most difficult moments in our history, as Washington's push raises fears of a deal seen as rewarding Russian aggression. European leaders are preparing a counter-proposal at the G20 meeting in Johannesburg to prevent what they describe as a forced capitulation. While Washington's deadline signals a renewed push to impose a diplomatic end to the war, the move risks fracturing transatlantic unity and forcing Kyiv into concessions that could weaken its long-term security and negotiating leverage. This year's COP30 conference has broken into a bitter row over fossil fuels in Brazil, which has now run over time. The draft text on the outcome of COP30 negotiations doesn't even mention fossil fuels. The proposed deal sparked heavy criticism from a range of experts and environmental organizations who argue the text may as well be blank, as it does little to prevent global temperatures from exceeding 1.5 degrees. While transitioning away from fossil fuel production was not originally on COP30's official agenda, political momentum around the issue has transformed it into a flashpoint discussion. What countries are actually being asked to agree on is not even a roadmap to phase out fossil fuels, but more of a roadmap to a roadmap. This could see each country set out its own targets, with no specific measures being enforced. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the global energy landscape has completely changed, with many countries either delaying or outright rejecting an end to fossil energy. The UK Labour government, who is trailing at the polls and having a torrid time in government, has made one of the most sweeping asylum reforms in modern times. Shabana Mahmood, the United Kingdom's Home Secretary, said the country's asylum system is not working and is placing intense strain on communities. New reforms will end refugees' automatic right to settle permanently in the UK. The biggest changes will impact almost 2 million migrants already living in the UK, while other proposals will affect people who come to the UK in the future. Until now, migrants who lived in the UK have needed to wait 5 years before they can apply to settle permanently, but this qualifying period will double to 10 years, and some people could have to wait even longer. Inspired by the immigration policy in Denmark, refugee status will become temporary, lasting only until it's safe for the person in question to return home. This means that asylum seekers will be granted leave to remain for 30 months, instead of the current 5 years, with the period only extendable if they still face danger in their homeland. Illegal migrants and those who overstay their visas face a wait of up to 30 years before qualifying for permanent settlement. With Brexit hurting the UK economy, with decades of austerity causing a cost of living crisis, and British manufacturing decimated, successive British governments seem to be more interested in immigration over the country's real underlying issues.